What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I want to talk about the next generation of Dragon Ball games and potentially anime games as well, because, well, this talk is kind of basically triggered, or I guess inspired by, the release of the new One Punch Man trailer, which you can see right now.
ヒーローをやっているものだ。またで終わってしまった。邪魔をするな。これ以上邪魔をすると実力で排除する。
泣き言を言ったって何も変わらないの。覚悟を決めなさい。
初めに言っておく。俺は今まで戦った相手を生かして返したことはない。待て悪党ども、正義の自転車乗り無面ライダー参上。
Yeah, that. So it looks beautiful, it looks awesome. I'm gonna play it for at least a week. Key phrase, at least a week, because why? It's another Chunsoft game. It's gonna be the same game that we saw in One's Justice, in Jump Force, and J-Stars.
But Ryan, not the same game at all.
They're the same for the most part. It's the same 3v3 arena style fighter that's very, very limited, that has our favorite characters behind it. That's what that game is. I'm excited to play it because it looks fun. It's probably gonna look super gorgeous with the animations and everything, but like I feel like it's gonna fall into the exact same trap that Jump Force went through, that J-Stars went through, the Burning Blood went through, and so on, so on, so on. Now, the reason why I want to talk about overall arching what I want to see in the next generation of Dragon Ball games is because I feel like we've gotten to the point where we're not there yet as far as like what to look forward to. So for example, let's look back the last 10 years. Naruto is a perfect example. The Storm series. The Storm series is massive. The Storm series was like one of the best Naruto series of all time, in my opinion. It gave us like what we wanted out of a Naruto game. It was very simple to play, but there was a lot of depth behind it. There's a huge community behind it, and those games lasted a very, very long time. Why? Because they focused on giving, on creating a game and then kind of like catering an audience around it and kind of giving, for the most part, what people wanted. Obviously, you can't give every player that loves these games what they want because it's impossible to cater to everybody, but it created a community. We started getting that with Xenoverse, actually. Xenoverse 1 came out, it was massive, the game blew up. First time really getting a CAC system. Ultimate Tenkaichi had one, but not really. It was kind of limited. But this is like the first time where you can really like create yourself, throw yourself in there, and like just play with all these people across the world. And Xenoverse created a massive community behind it. Xenoverse 2 came out, it was bigger, better, everything was great. But now I feel like with the Xenoverse series, we've gotten to the point where I don't know if they're just afraid to make the next game. I have a strong theory that I don't think Xenoverse 3 is going to happen anymore at some point, because I don't know if they just decided that it's too scary to try to fix the game or what. Maybe they want to make a whole new series. I have no idea. Something tells me that we're not going to get a Xenoverse 3, which kind of sucks because I love this series. And every single time they release an update for Xenoverse 2, it just gets worse. I mean, I'm sure to those who still play, you've noticed. To those who don't, for example, in the last recent update, they added a bunch of Super Souls that just broke the game even more. I don't know what it is. It's like, I think what it is, there's people who play the game so long, they're so good at the game, shout out to you guys, and to kind of balance it out, make those players be more beatable, they throw stuff in that one-shots you. Imagine being a really good player, you spent the last 2 years getting really good in Xenoverse, only to get one-shot by an Emperor's Death Beam because of the new Super Soul, or get one-shot by a Super Kamehameha because they have that new Youth Gohan Super Soul equipped. I don't know. And then, of course, there's Limit Burst. Yeah, Limit Burst, which was added just solely because Fighters had it. Like, they had that whole comeback mechanic. Now, I love Fighters. I think Fighters is officially getting up there as my favorite Dragon Ball game of all time. It's definitely my top 3. And, because, I mean, I grew up with fighting games. I played a lot of Street Fighter my entire life. A lot of you guys noticed. A lot of you guys might not. But I played Street Fighter 4 for roughly about 7 years. I never put the game down. I have over, like, 4,000 hours in the game. When Street Fighter 5 came out, I kind of fell back. Didn't really enjoy it as much. But I have a fighting game background. So when Fighters came out, I was super excited about it. I was happy. I was like, yes, this is what I want. And I'm still going to be excited to see what they're going to do with the game over the course of the future. But I feel like we don't have that big series going on anymore that we have with Storm or even Xenoverse. Because Xenoverse is just releasing DLC at this point, and I feel like they care even less and less. The thing that kills me about Xenoverse the most is it's easy to say, oh, I didn't know that the fans wanted this, you know, that people want to see these in these games. But it's bull. That is bullshit. And you guys already know, we're not keeping this a secret. We've been in these office with the developers. We've been in the same room with these people. We've handed them stuff that people want to see. We've handed them the characters they want to see. Do you want to know how many times I told these people that, you know, hey, if you're going to do more costumes, Hit is a perfect costume. And we told them to their face, like,
Okay, that's a good idea.
and what do we get? We get tuxedos and wedding dresses. I don't understand. So it's like they purposely want to just kill off the Xenoverse series and make as much money of it as possible, and then just not, I guess, build that next big community. I don't know what it is. See, I'm hoping that at some point they're gonna take what Xenoverse was and they're gonna build a brand new game, not necessarily Xenoverse 3, but it's essentially a basic idea. You know, you got your custom characters, you got a brand new story and like a hub and all that stuff, and maybe start a whole new community around that. You know, the right way, the correct way, with new netcode and stuff like that. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I want to see the next big, I guess, Dragon Ball game come up that just lasts more than just one game, more than just 2 games, and like lasts long. And what we need is we need competition. We need a Storm series to stuff to come back. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are suffering from Shinobi Striker are like,
Yes, Ryan, please. I agree.
dog, we need that to come back. I don't want these, you know, one-off games to keep popping up every single year that, you know, we'll always fall into buying because they do such a good job showing the trailers off. They look great, and then you buy it and you're playing it and you're like, oh, now I'm getting one shot because there's no such thing as balance in this game. You know, I was excited for Jump Force. The thing that kind of kept me from playing Jump Force initially was just the fact that the game didn't have a rematch option. I know it sounds weird. It's such a small, minuscule issue, but it's like, why was that not even there in the first place? You made a fighting game. Why is there not a rematch option? Why is it? And the thing that kills me is they usually know what it is that people want. And like looking at Jump Force, it's been like what, a year now? Many months since the game came out. I have no idea. Honestly, I forgot. And we still don't have a rematch option. It's not coming out. Let's be real. It's not gonna come out. They toss these games out. They put our favorite characters behind it, our favorite shows, and then we buy it because we fall for the awesome looking trailers, and then we just basically are just like gritting our teeth, playing it angry because, you know, we saw that it could have been more. It could have been better. I don't know. Look, Bandai, they're probably not gonna watch this video, but if they happen to see this video, I think it's time they start a new ongoing rivalry or an ongoing series and really invest in the community. I'm telling you, look, as a business, I think it's much smarter to invest in a game that'll last longer in terms of like, you know, multiple series, potentially additional content as well, like DLC, as opposed to just tossing a game out here and there and then calling it. Like, they can do so much better with these games, they just don't. And the thing that's also funny is back in the day, you kind of had to cater to specific parts of the audiences. You have to cater to the casuals because casuals, they buy everything. Casuals are the ones that will buy a game regardless of whether or not they like it or not. They'll buy all these games. And then you got the hardcore people within those audiences that play. Because like in the past, they were afraid to make games more tougher to play because people would just be, you know, turned away. The thing that kills me the most is Tenkaichi 3, for example, which I thought was a fairly simple game to play, pretty easy to learn, was considered too hard. So when the game was too hard, they just started dumbing down all the games over and over until we got Ultimate Tenkaichi, which literally played itself. That wasn't a fighting game. That was just like a rock, paper, scissors simulator that looks pretty. It looked pretty, but it wasn't a game that allowed us to really play a game, if that makes sense. And that was solely because they were afraid to just do new things and challenge the player base, the gamers, and that's why we get games like that. And that's why I was so excited about the Xenoverse series, because for the first time in a very long time when the Xenoverse series came out, granted, again, it wasn't perfect, it kind of like allowed you to grow as a player. It gave you a lot to do, and then after that, it's like, okay, we're not going to really do any of that before in other anime games. I feel like Xenoverse should have set the precedent for other anime fights. Imagine a Xenoverse Naruto, or a Xenoverse Bleach, or a Xenoverse One Punch Man, a Xenoverse My Hero. They could do so much with games like these, but they just don't because they keep pumping out games like Jump Force, One Punch Man, the one that's coming out, Burning Blood, and all these games are aimed to do is to give us a temporary game to play with our favorite characters. I don't know. Am I the only one who feels like this? Like, I don't want this to be a ranty video of me just whining about, you know, yada yada yada. Because like I said, I don't know. For all I know, this One Punch Man game is going to be great, and it's probably going to address all the issues the past games had that was made by Chunsoft. For all I know, it might be the perfect game. But as of right now, it's like my trust keeps getting more and more lost. And it's funny because I was in a Discord call with like Afro, and we were all talking about how excited we were until we saw, you know, it was basically a Chunsoft game, and it's just basically a traditional 3D arena casual fighter, and it's like, oh well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I don't know, man. All I'm saying is is Bandai, you guys have the perfect opportunity right now. There's so many eyes, not just in the anime community, but overall in the fighting game community with successful fighters game. That there's a lot of eyes on you guys to do the next game, and I feel like you should definitely aim to make it, you know, very, very, I guess casual friendly, but make it like, you know, make it have a learning curve. I thought Fighters was great. Fighters was actually had a fantastic learning curve. It's like, it was very easy to pick up. And then from there, if you really want to learn and get good at it, you could. They could do that with more games like this. Not necessarily asking for more like traditional fighters like that, but I mean, I would not be opposed to getting like a Naruto Fighters or a Hunter x Hunter Fighters or a Yu Yu Hakusho Fighters. They absolutely could do that. But also, you can take the concept that was, you know, established by harder to play games like Fighters and mix it in with the 3D arena fighters like the Xenoverse series, for example. Like, you don't have to keep catering to like these like brain dead games that, you know, are meant to make a quick buck and then no one plays it after a week. I'm telling you, if you're really invested in the community and the community likes the game, they will support it. They will absolutely support it. I don't know if I'm even articulating the message correctly that I want to say here. I don't know. I guess I just want the next generation of games to come back that had that exciting moment of knowing when like a new Storm. You remember, to those who grew up with the Storm series, how excited it was for the next Storm game to get announced? Every time it came, it was fantastic. And now it's like, if they end up announcing a Xenoverse 3, I'm gonna be hella hyped. I'm like, yes! But then there's gonna be in the back of my mind like, oh, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? This is gonna basically have the same issues, the same netcode, yada yada yada. It's like I'm afraid to be excited for the next game because I don't know what to expect until I actually play it. Invest in community, Bandai. Invest in you know, the potential millions of hearts that you will capture if you do a game correctly. Don't just toss out a game for the quick buck. I'm telling you, you'll make way more money if you invest in the community and make a game that's meant to last more than a month, more than a week. Just do that. And I'm not just talking about releasing a game and then dropping DLC every, you know, couple of months to hype the game back up. I'm talking about fix the issues. The thing is I know Bandai, for example, they stay tuned to the community a lot. I mean, you see the meme all the time, but they stay tuned to the community a lot. If something breaks, they know it. They take that information and then they send it to Japan, and then Japan usually addresses it, and sometimes they don't. For example, like a good one is remember when they had the bug in Xenoverse 2 where you would start over and you had to start all the way over? That was never addressed, but they knew. It's like, if they can kind of focus on the more important stuff like that over time, these games are going to last a lot longer, and that's just all I want to see, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on that stuff, and I guess we can talk about it. I mean, maybe we might do a part 2 depending on how you guys react to this video. But if you agree, thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and I guess we'll take it from there. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Rhyme. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.